Today I'm making a famous Italian dessert called SPORCAMUSS. Most people have never heard of this, but it comes from the Puglian area of Italy. It's made with puff pastry and then filled with a wonderful custard cream. I'm going to use 4 large egg yolks, so separate 4 eggs. You can always use your whites later for an omelet or something else. You could even freeze them. You'll need to whisk your egg yolks really well. You want them smooth and creamy, and then you're going to add them to a small saucepan. You'll be cooking these later on. Make sure you get every bit of it. I now have some granulated sugar, and I'm going to add a half a cup of that to the egg yolks. Mix this till creamy. The sugar and egg yolks should be very smooth. Now I'm going to want to combine a 1/4 cup of whole milk and also a 1/4 cup of heavy cream. Warm your milk and cream mixture on medium-low until you see bubbles on the side. I'm also going to add 2½ tablespoons of all-purpose flour to my sugar and egg yolk mixture. You'll want to really make sure that this is very well blended and it's all creamy. Use a whisk. That always is the best bet when you're doing something like this. Make sure that you even get all of the edges of the flour that are inside of the pan. You want this to be really smooth. You'll end up flavoring your custard with some vanilla, but you can add lemon peel to the milk now if you want. You could even use an almond extract if you want. So now I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon of vanilla, and we're going to mix that in really well. It's time to start adding in the warmed milk cream combo, and I like to do this 1 ladle at a time and whisk till smooth. I have my heat on low. I'm going to turn it up to medium in a little bit, but 1 ladle at a time until it's totally done. I'm just going to pour the rest of it in. This has to be done slow so that you don't get any lumps or bumps. You're going to just love this. After about 5 minutes on medium-low, keep whisking and you're going to see your custard thicken way up. It should be able to hold very well in a spoon. Now I want to cool it, so I'm going to add it to a bowl. And once that's in, and make sure you scrape every little bit because you'll need it to fill your puff pastry, you're going to want to cover this with plastic wrap. And that's going to make sure that you don't get a skin on your custard. You'll put this in the fridge and get it really cold, probably about an hour. While the custard is chilling, we're going to make our little puff pastries. I defrosted my puff pastry overnight. I do need a parchment paper placed on my cookie sheet, and I'm only going to use 1 sheet of puff pastry. You can always make something nice with the other one. So I like to use a pastry wheel to cut because it makes it really pretty. Naturally, there's going to be 3 folds, so I just cut along that, and then I cut this right in half, and I'm going to want 12 pieces. I ended up cutting the other halves in half, so now I have 12 sections. You'll want to take them after this and separate them. Sometimes you'll need your pastry wheel to really cut them apart. So spread them out. You don't want them too close to each other. And now I'm docking them or pricking them with a fork. This lets them evenly puff up. I've baked them for 20 minutes at 375 and they're just perfect. They don't have to be golden brown, but they're just right. And now let them really cool off. Don't try and do this if they're hot. And take a really sharp knife and go all around the edges. You want to separate the top lid from the bottom. And this came out just right. And you can see that the puff pastry is not raw in the center. It's cooked just perfectly. Remove your chilled custard from the refrigerator, take off the plastic wrap, and then I like to take a whisk and just smooth it out a little bit. I'm going to use a pastry bag for this. You don't have to do this. You could just use a little spoon, but this makes it kind of pretty. So cut the tip off of your pastry bag and then fit it with a little tip. And then I like to place my pastry bag in a tall jar or some kind of a device where I can really stabilize it. I'm going to add the custard to it now. And once again, you're really going to need every single bit of this custard to fill those 12 pastries. So add them all in, and then I like to swish that custard down, and now I'm going to fill them. Be a little conservative. I would say I just go over them maybe 3 times with the custard cream and put that lid on. Get them all done and put them aside. At this point now, you're going to garnish them with powdered sugar. If you're not going to serve them right away, you can cover them and put them in your fridge and then do this powdered sugar later. They might also be really nice with an amaranth cherry inside to make it really Italian, although that's not part of the recipe. Here is your plate of SPORCAMUSS. You're really going to love these. I usually serve about 2 of these per person, and look at that pastry cream inside. You'll find the recipe at Diane's World Cooking on Facebook. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my channel yet, please do. I would really love it. And if you'd like to support my channel, please go to Ko-fi.com. I'll leave the link in the description box below. Just a little donation will help my channel so much. I'll see you soon in my next video.